11 people are about to make history, attempting a journey that's never been done before.
I didn't come on this expedition to be pushed.
With no expedition experience, they're going to journey an incredible 1,500 kilometers across Africa. And they're all disabled. Richie was born without arms. Kim has cerebral palsy. Paraplegics Heidi and Kate are in wheelchairs.
I'm paralysed from the waist down. I cannot have somebody sitting on my fucking lap.
Sophie has achondroplasia.
Oh, my feet are feeling it a bit.
Cholton, Tim, and Georgie all lost limbs in horrific accidents.
My stump is swollen. Just give me some water.
Pam and Mark are deaf.
I don't hear anything without my hearing aid.
And Pete has Tourette's.
I think I'm normal. I think everyone else is mad. There you go.
They'll cross mosquito-infested swamplands, come face to face with wild animals, endure the scorching heat of the world's oldest desert, and climb mountainous sand dunes. Not all of them will make it.
I want to go home. I've had enough.
Come on, we are a team. We will not be bloody beaten by this country.
But every one of them accepts the challenge to push themselves beyond the boundaries of their disability and change the perception of others. The journey starts in Livingstone, Zambia. Named after the famous explorer David Livingstone, it's home to the Victoria Falls, one of the 7 wonders of the natural world. The team are all volunteers. None of them know each other. Their mission is simply to do what defeated Livingstone: cross Africa. Waiting for them on the tarmac is expedition leader Ken Haynes. His job is to advise and guide them on their perilous journey.
Hey, how are you? Welcome!
I'm facing perhaps one of the biggest challenges of my life to try and get them across this terrain. It's going to be a test to their spirit to see whether they can adapt, whether they can improvise, whether they can overcome their own personal fears, their tiredness, the fatigue, the heat, the cold, to get through it to the end.
Yeah, lovely to see you. Hi, darling. Hi, sweetheart. Are you all right?
Yes, thanks, you.
Ahead of them lies a route that encompasses 4 ecosystems. The swamps of the Zambezi River to the wetlands of the Caprivi Strip in Namibia. Then they'll cross the baking Namib Desert before reaching the sand dunes of the Skeleton Coast. If all this wasn't enough, Ken's new arrivals have just a day to acclimatise and get to know each other. It isn't going to be easy to create a team out of a group of such strong-willed individuals, each with very different life experiences.
Ta-da. Well, I've got obviously no arms, but I've got a finger here and a finger here. This one's broken, so it just flops about. I've got quite a nice chest, as you can see, but there's no reason for it. It's just luck. No one knows what it is.
Richie was born with a mysterious syndrome that defies medical explanation. In the womb, his hands and arms simply didn't form. But he's never considered this condition to be a disadvantage.
Looks worse than it is, really.
19-year-old Sophie was born with achondroplasia, commonly known as dwarfism.
You get people coming up to you saying, "Why are you short? Why are you like that? Why are you short?" And sometimes it can be like, "Because God made me like this." Or sometimes you just discuss it with them and say, "I'm short because I've got a disability." I think it's a lot easier to just carry on and just to pass by and ignore it. But to confront it is the hardest thing.
8 years ago, ex-soldier and extreme sports fan Tim lost his left arm in a motorbike accident.
I was a rock climber, windsurfer. I'd done scuba diving in the Air Force. I was playing five-a-side football the day before the accident. I used to race motorcycles, repair bikes, repair anything with an engine, and that was all gone. It was just completely gone.
But Tim won't let his disability stop him doing the things he loves.
Anybody that tries to disparage what we're doing and sort of point out, oh, but you're all disabled, you know, this, that and the other. Who's disabled? You know, we're doing something that most able-bodied people would flinch at.
But before the group set off on their epic journey, Ken has organised a surprise.
For you, the challenge really begins here. Behind you, the river descends into a gorge. To bond as a team, I challenge you to run the Zambezi River Gorge in rafts.
The Zambezi River is classed as a level 5, which makes it one of the most dangerous rivers. It's going to be an extreme bonding exercise. Ken is only too aware that disability forces self-reliance. Doing things for yourself becomes a necessity. To survive the Zambezi, they'll have to work as a team. If they don't, they'll be thrown into the swirling rapids. It's not an easy descent, especially for Kate with partial paralysis to her left side, and Kim, who with cerebral palsy can't fully coordinate her body movements. It's difficult for her to walk very long unaided.
We've got 70 foot of really hard going rocks. We're going to have to transfer them to the board, I think.
As the trail down becomes more difficult, it's not possible to carry Heidi's chair any further. Unlike Kate, she's completely paralysed below her waist and must be stretchered down. 3 years ago, Heidi was a working tree surgeon. Her life changed forever when a tree she was cutting fell on top of her.
The minute it hit me, I knew I was paralysed. The millisecond it hit me. So the tree kind of pummeled me face first in the mud. I thought both of my legs were actually broken, but it was only one. Apparently the bone was sticking through the skin. I was screaming to get the effing tree off me, and I was screaming at the top of my voice. I've never screamed like that before. The hardest, darkest moments were actually the first 3 weeks, because that's when you lie on your back, can't move, can't do anything. And that's when reality hit in that I wasn't going to walk again.
Keeping a close watch is the expedition doctor Mukul Akawal. He'll be their shadow for the whole journey, attending to injuries day and night. But right now, he's worried. Seriously worried.
Below the level of an injury for a spinal cord, you get osteoporosis, so your bones become much more fragile. So Heidi or Kate banged up against some rocks could easily break bones. It's water, it's unpredictable, it's rapids. It's the unpredictability that always makes me nervous. Some of the rapids can pull you under if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. We could drown somebody here. Somebody could easily get drowned.
Probably the best river I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like that before. That is just awesome. That's out of this world.
At the bottom, it's a boiling mass of water, separating the team from their kayaks. To get to them, they'll each have to jump into the raging torrent. It's the first great test for Richie.
I've never jumped into water, not even a swimming pool, so I'm shitting myself big time. We'll get there. I'll do it.
For you, the challenge really begins here. Do you accept the challenge? Yes! Well done. Good luck.
Leg amputee Cholton is the first to jump. The waiting kayaks must catch him before he's swept downriver. There's no margin for error. Sophie follows. Then Georgie, minus her left leg. And Heidi, carefully lowered. Finally, it's Richie's turn. The team have been divided into 2 rafts. One for the more seriously physically disabled, including Heidi, Kate and Richie, and one for the rest. But it's an academic division. Ahead in the dark canyon are the rapids. The most notorious is rapid number 4. Richie's raft is first to try the run.
Come on! Whoa, look at that!
They've been lucky. They're through the worst part, but only just.
Not enough now.
Tim and Sophie's raft is next. They'll need to take exactly the same route to avoid disaster. They've gone over. Everyone's hanging on. But there's somebody missing. Sophie, the youngest and smallest. She's being inexorably swept into the teeth of the next rapid.
You've got no time to think about it or anything, it just goes whoop.
All happened so quickly, suddenly we were underwater and there was Sophie floating past and I tried to catch her hand.
At one point someone was holding on to me and I was like, get off!
But the actual experience of flipping over and actually being in the water and seeing the strength, the pounding of the water against you as you went along was amazing.
It's in your lungs, it's in your stomach, it's in your eyes, it's in your nose. It's all over you. It's all over you. You can bend. Most of the time you're in it. Just liquid. As simple as that.
Bring on the next 19.
There's another 7 miles of canyon and 19 rapids to go, testing the team's strength to the limit. But this time, guts, determination, and good luck gets them through. After a 10-hour baptism of terror and exhilaration, they finish with a 700-foot climb to the top of the gorge.
And I just lay here like Lady Muck.
Their extreme experience has left them all shattered and shaken to the core.
We had a few hairy moments that we weren't expecting there, and I don't think it's helped my fear of water at all. I think it's made it worse. I'm not really into post-death experiences.
It's all good, I'm alive, it's all right. My father's prayers are working.
I am knackered. Swimming was good. The walk, I'm not so sure about.
Just give me some water.
Give me a fucking cigarette.
Yeah, they've bonded as a family now, not as a team. That's different, but they're beginning to like each other. Some are beginning to dislike each other, and they've got to sort out their relationships before they can move on and finish this trip.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
The rapids have claimed the team's first casualty. An oar has smashed one of Tim's teeth out.
There's a peg and some of it's broken off. Is it sore?
No.
No. And this is all artificial, it's not your own tooth?
No. Okay. So if we've got some kind of glue...
Okay.
Just to hold it in while I'm smiling for pictures, I might have it.
No, gives you tough good luck.
Really, I don't think so. I look like Billy Joe Jimbo.
In the morning, the euphoria's gone. In its place, exhaustion, insomnia, and the bleak prospect of a 1,500-kilometre journey.
Right, we're going to have to start dropping these tents, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, we need some activity going. We're all standing around, looking at each other. Let's go.
I'll do the tea and coffee then.
I'll do washing up if there's enough water.
Guys, I don't want to pressurise you, but we've got to get going soon. We've got to go down there.
Yeah.
We've got to get moving, get some momentum going.
I'm gonna have to fill that up with fresh water.
Are you sort of all packed up, ready to go?
I'm packed, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is a bit more than the others are.
You're missing something.
As the team struggle to organise themselves, only one person seems to be doing anything at all.
That is disinfectant.
At 63, Pam is the oldest in the group. Partially deaf, she's well-travelled, an experienced camper, and quickly shakes everyone into action.
I love outdoor challenges. I love anything which involves the outdoors, survival. I read an SAS survival book at night for my bedtime reading. I've always been fascinated. I thought this might be handy for the trip in case somebody needed to be defended. I wouldn't like to be on the receiving end of that, would you? But I do for gutting things and killing lions or whatever it happens to attack us at the time.
A former Metropolitan policewoman, Pam's no stranger to taking the initiative.
I'm a leader, and given the opportunity, I will take command. I've got 2 legs, 2 arms, and I can help where other people can't manage, I hope.
They finally set off, 3 hours late. The team has 3 days to complete the 60-kilometre journey along the Zambezi River to the border with Namibia. They've been given a donkey cart to take their gear. Right from the start, it's clear that Cambridge graduate and social worker Kim can't keep up.
I need to come out of here. Ugh.
After just 10 minutes of walking, the team stop. It seems everyone has their own ideas about the pace.
Can I have a quick conference with you all?
Just coming, Pam.
Ooh. We've got 15 kilometres to go. We're walking at about 2.5 kilometres an hour, which is going to take us, say, 7 hours plus 1 hour for a stop. And maybe half an hour extra.
Sorry, Pam, but that's the pace. We can't go any faster.
I can't go any faster than I'm going.
Now, we have to make a joint decision. We have the privilege of having the cart with us.
I understand what you're saying, but I will go in the cart when I can't walk any further.
We have to think the time factor for everyone arriving in the dark. We're not going to get there, say, till 6 o'clock and put our tents up in the dark.
Right. I think 10 minutes into the trip is not the right time to make those decisions, actually. I think we should carry on and see how we get on.
We have to reach that goal.
I totally agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, Kim really wants to do as much of this trip as well.
Yeah.
To rely on the donkey cart is like the last resort.
I know, we're already wasting time having this conversation.
No, sorry, I have to interject there. It's not a waste of time. People should be allowed
No, I thought we were going to be talking...
Don't interrupt me, let me just finish. Okay, people should be allowed to voice their opinions, okay, and their anxieties.
I definitely do think we need to use the cart, but I don't think that now's the right time to
It's a wider issue, isn't
We
it?
have to think of it early in the day, not when we've still got 6 hours to go.
Yeah.
Onward,
Decision made.
Yes.
We're going that way.
Nothing is meant personally, and I'm afraid I really did upset Kim, and it was the last thing on my mind. I was trying to help. I'm sorry if I did do anything out of place.
No. You had a sense there that momentum was just being lost.
Yeah.
And also, I think you also feel the sense that people are whining.
Yeah.
Are they leading effectively?
No.
No, they're just saying things like, do this, do that. That's not leading. Leading is making unpopular decisions.
The route ahead is a level one. That's good for Heidi and Kate in their specially designed wheelchairs. But along the Zambezi, there are dangers. This is wild animal territory. Elephants, hippo, and sometimes lions have all attacked in this area. The team are being guarded by Johnny, the local wildlife ranger. Last year, he had to shoot a lion that was terrorizing villagers.
I came to their rescue. I came to shoot it down. I started tracking it up to the Zambezi, then back into the thickets, then finally found it and shot it dead.
The track links a string of mud hut villages. For a moment, the gentle rhythm of life stops as the strange cavalcade passes through.
Hello!
The team's local guide, Bonnie Fass, explains the villagers' curiosity.
Yesterday I had several questions from the local people. They were not very happy about it because they said those people need help and it's being unfair making them walk long distances. The local people here only see the white people driving 4x4s. They don't believe that they can walk on foot. They think they can't make it in the hot sands of Africa.
Shorten, a little bit slower, Shorten, a little bit slower. I'm tired. It's okay. We've got 10 more minutes and we can stop for a break.
At home, 21-year-old Kim avoids walking anything other than short distances. Uneven ground is a challenge. Balance is a problem.
Cerebral palsy primarily affects my ability to coordinate my muscles to make them work together. So usually muscles all work together in pairs or groups. Mine don't. Some are too strong, too active, some are too weak. And that kind of affects everything that I do. Movements that I make take a lot more effort because it's not efficient, like that my body's not working in an efficient way. Okay.
Kim's realistic about the effects of her disability.
I think because I can't go quickly, that's always a sense that you get physically, that people will literally leave you behind. That's why I think could be difficult for the team. That kind of pace I'll need to go at.
By midday, temperatures have soared to the 30s. The relentless heat and humidity has begun to take its toll on the team. There's a general collapse. And Pam's not in a good way at all.
Pam? Yeah, what's the matter?
Just a hint.
Feel faint? Pam, stay with us. Pam? Pam? Pam, talk to me. Okay, talk to me.
It doesn't take Dr. Muckle long to realise this is no ordinary case of heat stroke.
Pam? Pam? Okay, stay with us, stay with us. Pam, I'm going to put a drip up, okay? I'm going to give you some fluids. Well, you don't look okay, my love. You don't look okay.
Very quietly, he handles a full-scale emergency. Pam is losing consciousness. He must get her temperature down fast and rehydrate her intravenously. There's no hospital for miles. It's a shock for the rest of the team.
That was a bit scary, wasn't it? I thought we'd lost her for a second then. She just kept going completely out, not even moving.
I don't know what can't see what the latest prognosis is, but she's obviously not doing too good.
I don't like it when you stop speaking, Pam, they get scared.
Pam. Well, this is one of the most extraordinary things I've ever seen on the track. I mean, it's not unusual for someone to suffer from heat, but for someone to go into that state of collapse, having been okay, I mean, all of a sudden, Pam just keeled over. I noticed that she wasn't sweating very much. She said, "Oh, when I was a kid, I got meningitis, and it affected my brain, and I can't sweat." And then the panic bells rang, because someone who can't sweat in this heat, their heat index goes up, and eventually they just keel over and can die very quickly. I don't think she told anybody, so nobody knew.
Muckle works on Pam for 40 minutes before gaining control of her dangerously high temperature. It's a huge relief.
The very hot environment that we've been in, our mechanisms for losing heat can be overwhelmed. And if the temperature gets to over 42 degrees, you're in danger of literally cooking from the inside.
No, it's just my head feels as if it's boiling.
Pam has come close to that. I'm very cautious about letting her go there again, because if we do, there may be very little I can do to reverse the process.
If that is what happens when she gets very, very hot over a length of time, we're going to have to find a way of dealing with that, if she's going to be able to continue.
Give you a good rest now, Pam, yeah?
I want to carry on.
Okay, we'll have to have a chat about that, my love.
Okay.
We'll have to have a chat about that.
Enforcing a 3-hour rest and not wanting to risk any further scares, Mughal and Ken decide Pam must travel in shade on the donkey cart.
I feel like the Queen.
I know, Liza's back.
But the lengthy delay Pam's caused the group hasn't won her any sympathy. She'll travel alone for the rest of the day. 40 years ago, Pam experienced another medical emergency. When only 20, at the start of a career as a singer and actress, she was struck down with meningitis. The effects are still with her now.
When I caught it and was taken to isolation hospital, my parents were called and told that I was unlikely to live the night. After a month, I was alive, and I was the only one, I think, who went out alive. Everybody else died of their various ailments, so I was extremely lucky. But at the end of it, it had affected my hearing, and it was a progressive deafness of the inner ear, where the nerves were damaged and have been dying off ever since. So I had to abandon my stage plans.
Since her illness, Pam's led a varied life, from policewoman to sheep breeder. But 8 years ago, her partner died. She's lived alone ever since.
The big downside of deafness is that it has to be the most isolating of all the disabilities, inasmuch as you are so often trapped in your body. It's a bit like being in a soundproof box with glass walls looking out, but not being able to hear the sound. And it is a horrid situation very often. You want to know what people are saying. You can feel very lonely.
More than anything, Pam has relished becoming part of the team and enjoying their companionship.
Right.
But she's become isolated from the group.
Yeah.
I wonder how Pam's donkey ride's coming on.
What do you think it is? Blackpool Beach? Bloody hell.
She may be taking advantage of the ride, but she's not useless. One of the goats is dying with heat exhaustion.
If we can get some water down it using the drip that you had on me earlier,
Okay.
this is going to go straight into its stomach.
I don't know how to do that.
I do that.
You do the operation.
Right.
Are you happy to do it?
Fine.
This time it's Pam's turn to be the lifesaver.
So we just got to hope and pray that when the tube goes down, it doesn't panic and seize up and die of shock. Good little chap. I think it's going down. That's it. Good little coach. All right, that's it. All right. That's it. All right. I shall smell delicious tonight.
You're a star, Pam. You're a star.
The group have now left Pam behind. 2 kilometres ahead of the donkey cart, Kim is dictating the pace. But she uses 4 times the energy of an able-bodied walker. As they fall yet further behind schedule, Heidi at the back gets impatient.
I'm at the back because I'm obviously too fast for everybody else, so I have to slow down. So if I start pushing, I'll be at the front of the queue, so I'll just sit here and do absolutely fuck all for the rest of the day. I'm bored shitless. I'm not using any energy, I'm not getting fit at all. I'm just sitting here being totally, absolutely fucking helpless and useless. But I daren't upset the rest of the fucking team. We are supposed to be doing 10 miles a day, and at this rate, we're never going to get to campsite before midnight, probably. This whole trip at the moment just seems to be evolved around Kim's speed. It's Kim at the moment. That's all I think it is.
How far do you reckon we've gone? How many miles or kilometres do you reckon we've gone?
You see, in Africa, we don't maintain that distances. All we say is either too far or nearby. But somebody will tell you it's nearby, but you can go for 10 kilometres, they'll say it's nearby.
10 miles. Okay! How far have we got left? In relation to the campsite, how near are we?
According to my way of living, I would say it's nearby. But nearby could mean anything.
This is Africa, baby.
Come on, girl, you can do it.
3 hours later, and the shattered team finally arrive at Mendia village.
I'm very hot, very tired. Hello there. I'm very hot, very tired.
Wicked. Bit sore of foot, but pretty good. Like I've had a decent workout. It's, yeah, it's all right.
How far have we got to go?
Just literally a few hundred feet.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Hey, look, here comes the donkey cart. Yay! To the rescue. All saved. Hey, team. Well done. Well done.
With Pam incapacitated and unable to rally the team into action, no efforts made to set camp.
Is anybody actually going to get any tents out? Fucking hell. Excuse me, some of us have got stuff to do while others sit around.
As night falls, the weary team assess the reasons why they're putting themselves through such pain.
I only broke my back 3.5 years ago, and I thought that was the end of my entire life. But it's not. My life has actually got better since I broke my back. I am doing so much, and this is one of the biggest challenges to me that I've ever done. Me, in a wheelchair, I'm paralysed, going across Africa, places that people have never been before. I mean, that's awesome to me. And I just want to show that being in a wheelchair, being disabled, is not the end of the world. It really isn't.
It was my 8-year anniversary on the 26th of this month since my incident. And in that 8 years, I was nearly broken. I wasn't sure if I had much left. I mean, there are a lot of people out there who, their entire lives are focused entirely on the pain and their injury. There's no room left in their lives for anything else. And I would like people to be inspired to go out there and rock the world a bit, because everybody's capable of it.
I wanted to give my parents
a real reason to be proud of me. They're my mum and dad, so they're proud of me anyway, but I don't feel that I really deserve it, I mean, since using a wheelchair, I haven't really done anything, I mean, my career is okay, but I'm not a career woman. I don't earn heaps of money. I don't live in a particularly nice house. I'm not married. I don't have children. I haven't really achieved anything. And for them to be proud of me just for being able to, use a wheelchair is kind of, not be negative about it all the time or be able to manage my life, it doesn't seem enough. So doing something like this is a huge achievement if I get to the end.
What do you want to do? Yeah. I just need to be very honest with me.
Yeah.
We want to try not to get to where we got to yesterday.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you mustn't.
Up your plans.
You mustn't apologise. These things happen. They don't require an apology. And I need you.
Isn't that nice? I need you too.
Right, okay.
Do I get a cuddle this morning?
Yeah, if you want one, yeah.
I'm going to claim them.
Today is a real test of the team's stamina. They've got to do 25 kilometres.
Mission impossible. The way certain parts of me are feeling at the moment, it might be.
Only 1 hour into the walk, Pam is showing signs of heat distress. It's making Ken edgy.
I'm going to reassess Pam because she's still looking wobbly to me, and we're going to have to talk to the doc again to see whether she can make it the rest of the day.
But Mukul, anxious to avoid any further emergencies, has already intervened.
I'd like you to go on the wagon. Yeah. I think you've got to be pretty cautious with the way you use your energy.
Yeah.
If you use too much of it now, you risk having another major episode, and that could be curtains for.
Yeah. It is depressing. That's going to make me all silly now.
She's on the fucking trolley already.
Okay. Pam, you're joking?
Seriously. My apparent lack of sympathy is mainly due to the fact that she hasn't really got much credibility at the moment. And 10 minutes into the walk yesterday, she's suggesting that Kim goes on the trailer. you know, and oh, we've got to do this and rah, rah, rah. And then what happens? She ends up having a massive turn and ends up riding the rest of the way on the pissing trailer.
Held us up for half a day.
You know, exactly, held us up for 3 hours.
The thing is, we all knew that we were going to come out into very, very hot climate, and she basically didn't let anyone know her problem with the heat, which has led to this, and I sympathise with her, but at the end of the day, she shouldn't have come if she knew that was going to happen. Put it bluntly, she's a burden to us.
What are you looking for? Is there something I can help you with? Have I been sent to Coventry?
Sorry?
Are you talking to me?
No, you just asked me what I'm doing.
Yeah, is there anything I can help you?
No, I'm just looking for the WD-40.
Oh, right.
It seems to me sometimes that, you know, people with disability are quite cruel to each other sometimes.
They are very, yeah. I think everyone sort of...
Yeah, so where empathy and sort of political correctness start, it ends pretty quickly with disabled
people. Yeah, it does, yeah, because they're all disabled, so they don't mind saying what they think to each other because they're all in the same boat.
Right.
I think there's a bit of resentment that I'm sitting here in luxury. Nobody has actually been talking to me this morning, so that's why I just said to Tim, have I been sent to Coventry?
If we're going to carry her all the way to the end, she's not hardly breaking boundaries, is she? She's just on for the ride.
Ahead, Kim, the slowest member of the team, is dictating the pace. And as the day wears on, she wears out. At the back, Heidi, anxious to go faster, is losing patience.
Please? All I'm thinking is that this is like, the second day of an expedition. We've got 3.5 weeks of walking. I don't know.
I need to think about how, what I need to do to get to the end. And other people have got issues, and I'm sure they'll raise them with me directly. If I start to worry about what everyone else is thinking, it's just a waste of my energy.
A sudden rainstorm slows the team to a snail's pace. Pam's donkey cart is stuck in the mud, and forced to walk, she joins Kim at the head of the team, under strict doctor's instructions to take it very easy.
This fucking pace, getting on my tits.
We're going too slow, way too slow. It's hard work.
Can we at least try and pick the pace up a little bit, please? This is killing me here. Sorry, I'm getting a bit pissed off now. No, I'm fine, we're going too slow. I know it's hard, but can we at least sort of try and dig deep, you know? Fucking hell. Sorry, bit of an outburst there.
Okay, that's Tim's outburst for the day. Who's next?
Just renting my spleen, sorry. Fucking hell.
Oh, well, I'm sure if you really want to, come to the front and lead from the front. Tim likes to do that.
Fucking hell. It's like being on the M6, you know? There's no reason or no apparent reason why everybody's slowing down and stopping, but the traffic's all bunching up, and it gets on my tits there and it gets on my tits here too. Just keep walking, yeah? Fuck's sake. But it just seems that people aren't quite putting in, enough commitment, you know what I mean? It's like, we've done what? I don't know, 30 odd K in 2 days so far, and that's fucking garbage.
Frustrated by the frailty of the group, Tim feels he's conquered his own disability, but it's been a long journey.
3 months after the accident, at 23 years old, I got so low and so down and so beaten by everything that I tried to end my own life. And when you've been to the bottom there, in a way it kind of gives you confidence, because you know that nothing really can come close to that. And if you're still here after that, then nothing else can really beat you.
Taking a medication overdose taught him a harsh lesson, one that would change his life.
Personally, I think it's all about an attitude. Most people's biggest disabling factor is themselves, up here, you know? I get frustrated with people who use the word can't all the time, because to my mind that's just rubbish. There's always a way. Basically, I don't want to fail. It's a personal thing, you know? I've set myself a goal of being one of the linchpins within the team. I've set myself a very high standard of that. And I do have a fear that I will mess it up somehow.
Yeah.
Behind schedule and with tempers fraying, the team are lost.
So which way is the next village for us?
This village is Singumbe village.
Singumbe?
Singumbe village.
Singumbe?
Yes. Then after Singumbe village you reach Chihinga village.
Chihinga?
Yes.
And how far is Chihinga, you think?
It's just nearby.
It's nearby?
Yes.
Okay. So it's no problem to walk there?
No problem.
And it's straight in this direction, is it?
Yes.
Right. What's your name?
My name is Edwin Menene.
Edwin Menene?
Yes.
My name is Peter McIver.
Peter McIver.
Very pleased to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Miles out of their way, and with little daylight left, Tim comes up with a plan to increase Kim's slow pace.
I can't even see. It's going to end up being like this every single fucking day of the expedition.
Okay, can you hang on?
Yeah, I can hang on.
Right, it's great, it's
can
fine.
You breathe?
I can. You're not that heavy.
I'm not having them on here, so it's not enough of them.
Take a chill pill.
Excuse me? You're the one that's been fucking... Oh, Jesus. He just flips. 1 minute he's really happy, the next minute he's on fucking stress again.
Heidi's assumption that she'll be used to carry Kim's equipment is the last straw.
In fact, hold on a sec. Heidi, wait 1 second.
Now the team's self-appointed leaders are falling out amongst themselves.
Stop going mad.
Jesus. 1 minute you're snapping and the next minute you're fucking happy. You flip.
I think you're talking about yourself.
I don't want her fucking crutches on my chair. Is that not a problem?
Was I putting them on your fucking chair? Eh? Was I putting them on your chair?
I might be a wheelchair, but I'm not...
Was I putting them on your chair? No, I fucking wasn't. So shut the fuck up. Fucking mad ass.
Why don't you just fuck off?
Because we're trying to get where we're going.
Yeah, tell me about it. At this fucking rate, we're never going to get there.
I think we've all reached that point where we're just getting on each other's tits today, so I don't see that as much of a problem.
I didn't come on this expedition to be pushed. I came on this expedition to be part of a freaking team, and I'm also not a cart horse.
I know, but you'll be a seriously part of the team.
At the end of the day, I can probably push faster than any of you guys can actually walk here. So I'm not being slowed down by bags and people.
At home, Heidi's life is dominated by a high-octane fitness regime. Every day she's out in the woods on her mountain bike or in the gym. She pushes herself continuously. But there's a reason. It distracts her from constant neurological pain.
It's burning, stabbing, it's the most uncomfortable, intense pain all day.
A daily cocktail of 9 painkillers provides little relief.
It's like 1 minute I'm talking to somebody and then they've just stuck a knife in me, right in my groin, and they're wiggling it around. It's the most intense pain I could ever imagine. And this is the one thing that over everything I would rather get rid of and have my legs back, is the pain. It's a nightmare living with chronic 24/7 pain. The drugs I'm on aren't doing anything. I do actually plan on coming off of these in a year's time, but sorry, that's absolutely killing me.
The trek is the most extreme challenge Heidi's ever undertaken, but she's doing it for a very good reason.
I'm hoping that my mind is going to be so full of doing stuff out there that it will overtake the pain. I think either this is going to get rid of the pain completely, it's either going to be totally focused out of my mind because I'm going to be so focused on this expedition, or the pain will end up taking over. And I'm terrified of the pain taking over.
I want to go home, Ken. I just feel like I've been made like the most selfish fucking cow here, okay? Alright?
Just calm down, calm down.
I want to go home because I feel as if I've been ostracised by the whole fucking team right now, okay?
Well, I don't think you have.
I've been made out to be this selfish fucking cow.
I think you're overreacting.
I'm not a pack horse. I'm not here to fucking carry people, alright? I want to work by myself, you know, push by myself. I want to help the fucking team.
Fucking well fucked off. I tell you what, if certain people would like it, I'll just look after my fucking self.
I don't think people would like that, because...
Well, some people might do, you know what I mean?
You've done a lot for this team. Do you know what I mean? You've taken on a lot of responsibilities. And every night you go back, you're digging trees and chopping wood and some I doing stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, obviously certain people don't fucking see that, do they?
I want, because I'm probably one of the strongest people on this team. pushing wise, in the wheelchair wise, and I'm not being made out to be selfish.
Fuck it. I'm just griping. Forget about it. Let's get where we're going.
It helps.
Let's get where we're going.
Let's roll.
If Heidi can't overcome her physical pain and focus on the journey, Dr. Muckle is concerned she may find it too tough to carry on.
A large part of continuing your life with the pain is developing psychological methods of suppressing them in your own mind and distracting yourself while you do other things. Some of these mechanisms fall apart when people are under stress or in difficult situations. And I wonder, in this difficult environment that we've been in, that the stress of the situations have meant that these symptoms have re-emerged, and it makes people irritable and annoyed and less able to cope with other people's foibles at the time that they've got these symptoms.
Bloody hell.
The standoff has almost broken the fragile morale of the team.
The big problem is just exhaustion, and people feeling that they're not understood, I think, is very disconcerting for other people.
I don't know really, I think everyone's just trying to focus on themselves getting there, because everyone's so used to coping in England with their own disabilities that they're finding it hard to cope with knowing about other people's disabilities. I think people just need to be a bit more understanding.
Don't really care anymore. I've had enough of them today. I'm just fed up with the whole bloody rows, and it's just getting pathetic now, isn't it?
Well, they're going through that. It's an essential process, and it's going to happen. And you know, I'm not surprised it's happening. People come together and they don't know each other that well. They've got a hard objective in front of them. It's going to test them to the limit. But out of it will come a very, very strong unit, capable of doing amazing things.
But currently, the most amazing thing about the shattered team is how Mark can walk while sleeping.
You okay? Mark? Walking is the main thing.
It's a lonely final 3 kilometers. In total disarray, the team contemplate their situation. They've got nothing left.
People are just not putting together, and it's just too difficult at the moment. A lot of people are finding it very stressful and difficult, and it's just not really what we thought it would be.
People are pissing me off though. I mean, Kim has got such a princess attitude. She works really hard during the day because obviously walking for her is really difficult. But she does do nothing around the camp.
You know, I'm really beginning to see how my position in the team is quite a wobbly one, really, because I'm perceived, and indeed I am, often the slowest one. But I mean, they can't oust me, but they can make it really difficult.
Heidi pisses me off because she's so aggressive. Maybe she pisses me off because I see something of myself in her, I don't know. And I hope we can just continue to build on the good things and try and minimise points of conflict. And if we can't, it's going to be very, very long. 4 weeks.
Day 3. The final 20 kilometers to the border post at Manbova.
We'll make it today, so it's not far. Let's keep going. We'll get there. It's not far.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when a taxi driver says, "I'll be here in 5 minutes." Yeah, right.
The team must make it by 3 p.m. to get their passports stamped. Any later, the crossing will be closed and they'll be forced to wait a week. It's a long, straight route, but the view is always the same. The road disappearing far into the distance.
It's fine, you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and that's really all you can do at this stage.
These boots are cut into my feet, and the skin started sort of peeling off in places and things, and it's just got nasty, really. Not good.
Oh, my feet are feeling it a bit. I've got a couple of blisters and they just feel like They're really aching.
For 19-year-old Sophie, it's a miracle she's walking any distance at all. Born into a family with no history of achondroplasia, her condition was complicated with severely bowed legs that made walking extremely difficult. At 11, she had surgery.
The operation was so painful, and the sleepless nights and everything, because they break the bone in two parts on the lower part of your leg. They pull it apart, really, and then they put pins through the bones, and my dad had to twist the pins every day to make the bones grow back together. Every time you'd had your pins turned, then that night would be agony. Now I've got scars all over my lower part of my legs now, which sometimes can stop me from wearing a shorter skirt. But the walking is a big consideration for me, because I do find it hard to walk a long distance, and there is that worry in the back of my mind that will I slow down the group? Will I be able to keep up?
But Sophie is falling behind, and with a deadline to meet, Ken can't afford any stragglers.
Now this, when you're going uphill, takes 30 to 40% of the effort out, you know, just by using two sticks like this. Hey? So there's one.
Merci.
There's the other one. So you have to use your wrists a bit to keep it about there. If they're not long enough, do you need a bit longer?
I don't know, they feel all right.
Can you get any push off them?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Despite Ken's efforts, with no end in sight, the team's psychological resolve begins to break. As the day wears on, they start falling by the wayside.
All right.
Just physically weak, just from...
I know you are. Okay? Okay. Just keep yourself together.
Further ahead, Kim is in pain. The punishing miles of yesterday have left her at breaking point.
I'm just tired. Physically tired. Oh my God.
Kim's suffering a lot. It's hard to say how much of it's psychological and how much of it's physical, because she seems to be in a constant state of, verging on tears. And when she lifts herself up a bit and takes a deep breath, she gets cracking. But another 5 cases to go, and yeah, it's going to be marginal whether we get there on time. So I might have to break into a jog.
But far from upping the pace, the team is forced to stop again as Kim breaks down.
I'm sorry to be such a wimp.
You're not being a wimp. Don't call yourself a wimp. You're really pulling it out of yourself, okay?
I don't feel in control at the moment at all.
You are in control. You're working hard towards the goal.
Chill out.
Yeah, chin up.
I'm usually quite a serene individual, but not today. Oh, yesterday or the day before, it's getting a bit...
While Muckel's attention is elsewhere, Pam is striding ahead. In the hottest temperatures yet, she's pushing too hard, putting herself at risk to meet their deadline.
We were having a chat. She's marched off. I don't really want her marching hard. She's got guts. Give her that. Look. Don't want you...
you've been running.
Look, you're moving. I don't want you working as hard as this now. Slowly and steadily. Because if you get hot, I have major problems.
Yeah.
Major problems. Yes? All right. I want you to do this.
Yeah.
We're
I don't hold people up.
I know, you're not holding people up. We're right on the knife edge. If you fall off the wrong side, we'll end up in very serious trouble.
But the damage is already done. 5 minutes later, Pam collapses exhausted.
Once you start to get into a position where the body can't control its temperature anymore, you really are in major trouble. You're talking about intravenous drips, fluid is pumped in around the stomach. You put people in effectively refrigeration systems to try and cool them down. I haven't got any of that. And the body systems start to shut down very quickly. So I might have to make the difficult decision of saying she can't continue even though she is resisting. It's going to be a hard one for me and Ken to run through.
It's not as serious as last time, but it's enough to cast a grave shadow of doubt over Pam's future on the expedition.
Come on, guys.
Have to keep going. We're gonna make our time slot.
Yes.
But we've got to be careful how hard we push.
Up ahead, an unlikely candidate emerges to lead the team into Manbova. Kim, finding strength she didn't know she had, has come through the pain barrier to go beyond her personal boundaries for the first time.
The physically challenged people from Europe have proved that where there's a will, there's definitely a way. Lakson Tani, ZNBC News in Kazungula. Last cut.
I've worked harder than ever, and because I really have had to use all of my physical resources. I mean, I'm surprised at myself, and I do think I've broken boundaries, and I didn't think that was possible. I'm so glad. The relief has been amazing.
The team arrives at the border post with just minutes to spare. As they all celebrate, Ken and Mukul have an altogether sadder task to perform.
We've decided that we're probably going to send you home, and
you've been having trouble with the heat, as you know, and we've tried our very best. You have, and I've tried with you, but we're in a situation where we're risking your life. We would be carrying you out of here feet first, and our trip would stop. The whole expedition would stop. Okay? It's heartbreaking for me and for you. Okay?
I'm sure I could do it if you'd only give me the chance. Another couple of days, please.
No. You might want to get the group together to tell them.
Do you want to tell them, or do you want me to tell them?
I don't think I could tell them.
Okay.
All my life I wanted to do something like this. Now I've gone buggered it up. I mean, blimey, I'm 64. I pop my clogs. Doesn't matter, I live by myself anyway. There's nobody who relies on me. Living by myself. It's been enormous fun being part of a group. To go home as a failure. Well, it's very hard at my age. I must be thankful for the week of fun.
Next time, the team must cover 300 kilometers through the swamplands of Namibia.
Sit down!
The strain begins to show.
Can you get the fucking camera out of my fucking face, please?
The team breaks down.
On again.
And the expedition's in danger of failing.
It's not a race, it's supposed to be a team effort, guys. And you're not in the team.
We need... Really? Is that fucking right, Richie? Is that fucking right?